Having a strong mind is incredibly important for success in life. It's like having a secret power that keeps you going, even when things get tough. Mental strength helps you tackle problems, stick to your goals, and face challenges with determination, especially when your talents and skills aren't enough. This video explores key ideas in Buddhism and how they relate to 10 habits that can weaken your mind. By learning and applying these teachings, we can start a journey towards making our minds stronger and more resilient. Habit 1. Having a negative mindset. A negative mindset is like a heavy cloud blocking the sun of our inner happiness. This habit weakens us because it casts everything in shades of gloom and despair. Focusing constantly on the bad makes us miss the good around us. It's like wearing dark glasses that make everything appear dim, even the beautiful moments. When we think negatively, we begin to believe that everything is bad and that success and happiness are impossible. This outlook becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, influencing our actions and decisions, making us afraid to take chances or try new things. To overcome a negative mindset, we can turn to the teachings of Buddhism. Mindfulness, a key concept, means paying attention to our thoughts without judging them. Instead of letting negative thoughts take over, we can acknowledge them and then choose to focus on positive aspects, like sweeping away clouds to let the sun shine through. Buddhism also introduces the practice of metta, or loving-kindness meditation, which involves directing warm and positive thoughts towards ourselves and others. By regularly practicing metta, we gradually shift our mindset from negativity to compassion and positivity. The concept of impermanence in Buddhism teaches us that everything changes. Bad times will pass just as good times do. Understanding this helps us face challenges with resilience, knowing that difficulties are not permanent. Habit 2. Complaining about things outside your control. Complaining about things outside our control is like holding onto a hot coal. It only hurts us. This habit weakens our minds by focusing on what's wrong rather than finding solutions, like getting stuck in quicksand. The more we complain, the deeper we sink into negativity. Buddhism teaches the importance of impermanence, meaning everything is always changing. Complaining often traps us in a cycle of discontent, making challenges seem permanent. To overcome this habit, we can practice acceptance, understanding that life has ups and downs, and we can't control everything. Acceptance is like learning to dance in the rain instead of complaining about the storm. By accepting what we cannot change, we free ourselves from the heavy burden of constant complaint. Buddhism encourages us to focus our energy on things we can control, like steering a boat in a storm. We may not control the weather, but we can navigate our vessel. Taking action where we have power moves us from passive complaining to active problem-solving. Letting go, another powerful practice in Buddhism, is like releasing a balloon. We feel lighter when we let go of unnecessary burdens. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing the tight grip on complaints and allowing space for positive change. Habit 3. Not expressing yourself. Not expressing yourself is like having a treasure chest, but keeping it locked away. This habit weakens our minds by preventing us from sharing our thoughts, feelings, and ideas. It's like trying to navigate a dark room without turning on the light, leading to confusion and overwhelm. Buddhism teaches that expressing oneself authentically is essential for mental well-being. Holding back thoughts and emotions is like bottling up a fizzy drink. The pressure builds, and it might explode as stress, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. The practice of right speech in Buddhism encourages us to communicate with truth, kindness, and mindfulness, like planting seeds of positivity. Aligning our words with these principles builds a bridge of understanding and connection. To overcome the habit of not expressing oneself, mindfulness becomes a valuable tool, reflecting our thoughts and helping us become aware of our feelings. Being present in the moment allows us to observe our thoughts without judgment and express ourselves with clarity and compassion. Nonverbal communication, like body language and gestures, is also important. Being aware of our nonverbal cues enhances our ability to express ourselves authentically. By integrating these teachings, we learn that authentic expression is liberating and contributes to the well-being of those around us, like opening a window to let fresh air in.
Habit 4. Blaming others for your problems. Blaming others for our problems is like trying to run a race with a backpack full of rocks. It weighs us down and slows our progress. This habit weakens our minds by taking away our power, like handing the steering wheel of our life to someone else. Buddhism's concept of karma teaches that our actions have consequences. Blaming others ignores this law, making us spectators rather than active participants in our lives. Taking personal responsibility is about understanding that we can shape our experiences, like being the captain of our ship. We may face storms, but we can navigate through them. Blaming others implies we have no control, but in reality, we do. Embracing the idea that our actions matter empowers us to make positive choices. Forgiveness plays a crucial role in overcoming this habit. Forgiveness is not about condoning others' actions, but about releasing ourselves from the burden of resentment, like setting down a heavy backpack. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and actions, like shining a light on a dark path. By being mindful, we can catch ourselves when tempted to blame and choose a more empowering response. Shifting from blame to responsibility is like trading rocks in our backpack for wings that help us soar. Habit 5. Fantasizing. Instead of visualizing. Fantasizing instead of visualizing is like building castles in the air. They might be beautiful, but lack a solid foundation. This habit disconnects us from reality, like chasing mirages in a desert. Buddhism teaches the importance of right intention and action, which align with visualizing achievable goals. Fantasies involve unrealistic scenarios and wishful thinking, leading to disappointment when reality doesn't align. Visualization, on the other hand, involves creating mental images of achievable goals, like having a treasure map. Buddhism's teachings of impermanence remind us that change is constant. Fantasies cling to a fixed idea of the future, while visualization adapts to life's ever-shifting landscape. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and guide them towards positive and realistic visualization, like putting on glasses to see the present clearly. By embracing impermanence, right intention, and mindfulness, we shift from fantasies to visualization, fostering a positive and grounded mindset. Habit 6. Neglecting personal relationships. Neglecting personal relationships is like having a garden, but forgetting to water the plants. Over time, everything withers away. Humans are social beings, and meaningful connections bring joy and support. Buddhism teaches that neglecting personal connections is like closing the door to a warm and welcoming home, missing out on comfort and support. Building and maintaining relationships require time and effort, like tending to a garden. To overcome this habit, being present becomes essential. Presence is like sunshine for relationships, helping them thrive. Spending quality time with loved ones nurtures bonds, like watering plants regularly. Communication is vital, like the wind that fills a boat's sails, propelling us forward. Listening and sharing thoughts and feelings are like water that keeps the garden of relationships vibrant. Buddhism encourages us to recognize life's impermanence, like savoring a delicious meal. Understanding the fleeting nature of time motivates us to prioritize relationships and invest time in those we care about. Habit 7. Letting your emotions rule. You letting emotions rule us is like being carried away by a strong river current. We lose control and direction. This habit weakens our minds because unmanaged emotions can become overwhelming. Buddhism teaches mindfulness,
which encourages observing our emotions without getting swept away, like standing on the riverbank and watching the water flow. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing, understanding, and managing our emotions, like having a compass in a storm. Mindfulness helps us navigate emotional waves without capsizing, like a sturdy boat. Loving-kindness meditation in Buddhism is like planting seeds of compassion, allowing us to respond to emotions with kindness. By cultivating emotional intelligence, we gain the skill to navigate our emotions, breaking free from their control and steering with mindfulness and compassion.
Habit 8. Trying to control everything. Trying to control everything is like juggling too many balls. It's exhausting, and eventually, we might drop them all. This habit sets us up for frustration and disappointment. Buddhism teaches non-attachment, recognizing the limits of our influence. Trying to control everything is like trying to hold on to water. It slips through our fingers. Surrendering control doesn't mean giving up. It's recognizing the limits of our influence, like planting seeds in a garden. Mindfulness helps us focus on what we can influence and let go of the rest, like an anchor keeping us grounded. Embracing the paradox that surrendering control leads to empowerment allows us to face life's challenges with strength, like a sail catching the wind. Habit 9. Dwelling on the past. Dwelling on the past is like carrying a heavy backpack full of old stuff. It slows us down and makes the journey harder. Buddhism teaches mindfulness, which encourages being present, like opening windows to let in fresh air. Dwelling on the past ties us to old wounds and grievances, like keeping a wound covered in a bandage long after it has healed. Forgiveness, a key practice in Buddhism, is like opening the door to release the past. Impermanence reminds us that everything changes, like watching a river flow. Self-compassion is crucial in overcoming this habit, like offering a kind word to a friend in need. By treating ourselves with compassion and understanding, we break free from the self-imposed prison of regret and guilt, stepping into the present with lightness and openness. Habit 10. Worrying about what others say and do. Worrying about what others say and do is like being a puppet, letting others control our strings. This habit weakens our minds by giving away our power and peace of mind. Buddhism teaches the value of inner peace and self-awareness. Mindfulness helps us detach from others' opinions, like taking off heavy chains. Self-awareness involves understanding our values and boundaries, like a compass guiding our path. Setting healthy boundaries protects our inner peace, like building a fence around a garden. Practicing loving kindness and compassion towards ourselves helps us feel grounded and resilient. By focusing on our values and practicing self-awareness, we stop letting others control our strings and take charge of our actions and responses. By addressing and changing these habits, we can build mental strength and resilience, leading to a more fulfilling and balanced life. Remember, the journey towards a stronger mind doesn't have to be daunting. Each small step you take is a victory. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and enjoy the positive changes that come your way. Embrace the process with a sense of curiosity and joy, knowing that each moment is an opportunity to grow and thrive. Here's to a brighter, stronger, and more joyful future.